Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for the Enabling E-commerce and Finances ClubRunner Changeover Training. My name is Omar. I'm a product specialist at ClubRunner, and I'm joined by Serena.
Hi everyone, I'm also a product specialist. I'm going to be monitoring the chat and the Q&A just for any questions you may have during this session at any time. Please feel free to enter them and I'll be happy to help.
Awesome. Thank you, Serena. This webinar is designed for club executives, event chairs, and administrators on how to sign up for integrated online payment accounts with our preferred payment processors, as well as how you would connect the integrated online payment account or really select it from the member area for the three different modules, donations, events, and dues and billing. And we'll also cover how you can review the reports inside of ClubRunner and where you would log into to view those reports in the payment processor account that you signed up with. Let's go ahead and pull up our topic slide. So again, just an overview of the supported merchants accounts per region. We have different preferred payment processors for organizations in the US, organizations in Canada, and international organizations. Once we review the different merchant accounts and fees and where you can log in to review for those chargebacks or refunds, we'll go ahead and review where in dues and billing, events, and donations you would select the integrated online payment account once that application process is completed. Again, I'll show you where you would log into to manage refunds for those online payment accounts. And then closer to the end of the training, we'll take a look at the different reports in dues and billing, events, and donations to see where those transactions are coming in and for which event or which donation campaign. And as Serena mentioned, throughout the whole training, please feel free to submit your questions to us in the Q&A box. You'll see it closer to the bottom of your Zoom panel. You just need to click that Q&A box and send us your questions. We also encourage chatting amongst yourselves using the chat box. So you guys should be able to chat amongst yourselves, but please do try to keep your questions in the Q&A box. Let's go ahead and pull up our ClubRunner homepage on where you can get started to apply for an integrated online payment account. Okay, so I pulled up our homepage. I just went to it right away. It's clubrunner.ca, but just to navigate there fresh, I'm going to open up a new tab and type it in again. ClubRunner, CLUBRUNNER.ca, Charlie Alpha. And this is our company's homepage. Once you are on our homepage, you can learn more about the online payment integration and get started on applying by clicking this features button about in the top middle of our homepage. Okay, I've clicked features, and here you'll see a big list of all of the features in ClubRunner. Online payment is in the third row of features. So there's our first row, second row, and third row. Online payment is the rightmost item on the features page in that third row, and I'm going to go ahead and click it. This page just talks a bit about how the online payment integration works in ClubRunner, that it touches on dues and billing and my event runner events, as well as event planner events and the donations module. Really on this page, we should scroll to the bottom and you'll see the different payment processors we've partnered with based on country. I'm going to cover US online payment integrated accounts, Canada online payment integrated accounts, and for international accounts. We'd recommend you guys reach out to us so we can determine the best fit for your organization. But let's go ahead and get started as if we were a US organization. So from these options at the bottom of the online payment features page, I'm going to click US. And we'll see our payment processor partners company name, Paya, right here in the bottom right. Some of you may already have worked with Paya before. They were rebranded to Paya from Sage. So they were previously called Sage Payment Solutions. If we scroll down just a bit more, there's just some general information about the integrations at the top, similar to the prior page, but a little more than halfway through this page, you will see Paya's fees for creating an online payment account and processing transactions in the online payment account. So for Paya, there isn't a setup fee. They do have a $75 annual PCI compliance fee. I don't work in tech financial services, so I'm not exactly sure what PCI means, but I'm pretty sure it's a internet compliance check. In addition to that, they have a monthly fee of $10. So those are the annual fees and monthly fees. There is a transaction fee and fee rate for any payments received through the online payment account. So if a visitor pays $100, Paya will charge a fee rate of 2.49%, so about $2.50 plus 25 cents. So that will be deducted from transactions received through the online payment account. If these values, the transaction fee and fee rate, do not equal $5, which is this minimum monthly fee, then Paya would charge the minimum monthly fee instead of $5. But if you exceed through the transaction fees and fee rates, you exceed $5, you wouldn't have an additional minimum monthly $5 fee. Paya does offer the ability to put the account in dormancy where you wouldn't be charged the monthly fee for the monthly fees, I should say, both this regular monthly fee and minimum monthly charge from the fee rates for up to 6 months. So if you guys sign up for an integrated online payment account with Paya in preparation for 2 or 3 or 4 events within 4 months in the year, but may not use it until, say, November, you can reach out to our contact at Paya, Rick Garbowski. You'll receive his information through the application process to ask them to put the account in dormancy so you guys do not incur fees while not using the online payment account. Some of you may be asking, where do I apply? That's a great follow-up question. If we scroll just a little bit more past this pricing table, you'll see this Learn More box for Paya. This first download link is just a form from ClubRunner about using the online payment integration. So I'm going to go ahead and download it and view it so we can take a look at that. So here's that download information form. It just talks about the same fees we saw on the website, as well as the different features that it integrates with in ClubRunner. It includes our phone number in the bottom right here, and you'd also find our phone number while emailing our team. Okay, let's go back to that online payment page to download the application form. So I'm going to go ahead and click this X icon. And here we are back in the bottom of the US payment processing. I'm going to click this second download link for the merchant account application form. It's on the right side here. Okay, so let's go ahead and download it. And Paya has taken care of highlighting the fields that your club would fill out when submitting the application. I can scroll through this, I will, but I wouldn't have all of the details here, but I see they ask for SIN, date of birth for the account holder who's creating the account with Paya, and some more information they require to set up the online payment accounts. Once you guys have completed the form, you would send it to our contact, Rick Garbowski at Paya. I can say for certain his information is not in this form, and to reach out to Paya, I would ask that you guys reach out to us first, just asking where can I submit my merchant account application form. You can contact our support team pretty easily from clubrunner.ca. Just in the top here, we can go to support and then click support center. It'll open up our knowledge base, clubrunnersupport.com. So you could just type in clubrunnersupport.com or just back in the top bar, click support and then support center. It'll take you here. And to get Rick's information, do reach out to us by clicking this blue contact us button in the top right. And then I've already filled in some placeholder information here. I've thrown in my name, email address, the subject of my request. I'm submitting my application for online payments. And the message is just, how do I submit my application for Paya online payment accounts? You can include your club's account name in this request. It'll help us find the account we're working with. And if you check this checkbox and click submit, our team will receive your email, and within 1 to 2 business days, we'll follow up with Rick's information so you can send him the scanned or completed application form by email. A note about our online payment processors, typically they take about 3 to 5 business days to process the application. Their team will reach out to us, so you guys don't need to reach out to us when Paya tells you the account is live. Paya will reach out to our team to let us know that the accounts, say in this case, Kipling Sandbox Paya account is ready for integration. Our team will set up the integration in your club's ClubRunner database and follow up with the member who had filled that form with their information. So say I used my user Rusty Cutting's email address to fill in the Paya online application form. Rusty goes and emails that to Rick. Rick and the Paya team will process the application, and then Paya will reach out to us, CCing in Rusty, so that to let us know that the online payment account is active, and our team will set the integration and follow up with Rusty, the member who had filled the form, to say your integration in ClubRunner is ready and live, and you can use it with all of these modules: My Event Runner, Event Planner, donations, and dues and billing. And we'll jump into using those modules with the online payment integration with an integrated payment account we set up ahead of time for this training. The next region I'd like to show you guys is Canada. So we can go back to features in the top blue bar, but we can also scroll to the bottom of any of those online payment processing pages, and you'll see all of the different country options. I can click Canada, but I think it may be helpful if I navigate through the top menus. So just at the top of our website, clubrunner.ca, we would click features again. And then in the third row of features, we would click online payment on the right side of the page. We're scrolling past the general information about the online payment integrations, and then we would again click your country. We'll click Canada. Okay, and for organizations in Canada, we've partnered with Worldline. Worldline sets up those online payment accounts similar to Paya. They were previously known as Bambora. So some of you, if you are a Canadian organization, may have signed up back when Worldline was known as Bambora. Okay, scrolling again a little more than halfway past this general information, we'll see Worldline's fees for processing transactions online. And they are different than Paya's fees. There isn't a monthly fee or annual fee that I'm aware of for Worldline payment accounts. However, their credit card fee rate is a bit greater at 3.25% from 2.49%, and their flat rate is the same at a quarter. Okay, to apply for Worldline online payment accounts, it's a bit different. They do have an online application process. So if we just scroll past this pricing table, we have a similar Get Started box. We can click Apply Online to begin our application process. So I'm going to go ahead and click it just to show you what that looks like. So here we are on the ClubRunner Worldline partners page. To sign up, we're going to scroll down just a bit more, and you'll see the Canadian merchant account payment and gateway option with that displayed 3.25% fee rates and 25 cents flat rates. To get started, you would click this green Sign Up Now button. Some of you may notice there is an American flag just further down. Worldline also offers US-based merchant accounts. So if the fees for Worldline fit your organization a bit better, you can go to Canada on our website, click Apply Online, and then sign up for the US-based account. The percentage fee rate is greater. So for Canada, it's 3.25%. For US-based Worldline accounts, it increases further to 3.5%. So for US-based organizations, you have this fee rate, 3.5 plus 25 cents, or Paya's online payment accounts with a very much cheaper fee rate at 2.49% and a quarter cent, but they do have some monthly fees to be aware of. Okay, to apply, we would simply click this green Sign Up Now button. I'm going to go ahead and click it. I won't fill out the forms, but it'll ask you for your name information, email information, and it'll ask for a lot more information about your bank account you're looking to connect to this online payment account with Worldline. Similar to Paya, Worldline will reach out to us once they've processed your application, typically about 3 to 5 business days, and then our team would connect the Worldline payment account to your club's ClubRunner database. That usually takes about 1 to 2 business days. So they'll set it up, reach out to us. That's about 3 to 5 business days, and then another 1 to 2 for our team to hook up the integration services. Okay, let's go back to our online payment page. I'm just going to talk about international payment accounts. So here we are on the Canada/Worldline online payment processing page. If I scroll down just a bit more, we have this all countries for all international countries. I'm just going to go ahead and click that. And if we scroll down, there isn't a specific vendor we've partnered with because it can vary based on what you're looking to do with the online payment accounts and where you're looking to use it. So if you're an international organization interested in integrating dues and billing for membership invoices, event registration, registrations using Event Planner or My Event Runner, or online donations, definitely reach out to us. If you use features, online payment, and then click enter all countries, where you'd typically see that learn more box, you'll see a contact us link, which will open up the contact us form on our homepage, clubrunner.ca. You'll have a few options from here where you can send an email to our sales team or support team. We'll both be able to assist with reaching out to our team to find the best option for your international organization. Okay, let me just catch up here. There we are. So once we've set up the online integration, where would you go to log in to those online payment accounts? Worldline Worldline or Paya will share more information on where you'd go to log in. But just to quickly show you what those login pages look like, we can go to Sage's home or Paya's homepage. Pardon me for mixing my company names. So I'm just going to go to Paya's homepage, paya.com, Paya.com. And here, if you're looking for support, for assistance, we would click support at the top of their website. It'll pull up this support page. You would click client support as a client of Paya with a merchant account with them. And here you'll see client support. If we scroll down just a bit more, you can submit them a ticket right away. You can get access to their knowledge base, support.paya.com, or you can also chat with them. So if we just click get access, it'll just open up support.paya.com, where you can review their articles on PCI compliance or Paya products. And if you're really looking for introductory information on Paya, just reach out to our team, clubrunnersupport.com. In the top right, just click contact us. We will follow up with more information that I showed you about Paya, as well as share Rick Garbowski's information, so you can reach out to our representative at Paya to ask your specific Paya questions, because sometimes our team isn't able to answer feature questions about Paya, as we're not trained on their systems. Okay, for Worldline, it's similar. We would go to worldline.com. Oops, I typed in login. It really should just be worldline.com. There we are. And from here, you would click support in the top right. And then from the merchant section here, you would select the country, and Europe opens by default. So we would open up North America. Sure, let's accept cookies. And then you would choose the country your organization is in and language. So Canada, English, Canada, French, or United States. If you click one of those links, it'll open up a submit a request form where you can reach out to Worldline for assistance with managing your online payment accounts. We also have a representative at Worldline. Her name's Tamara Murluck. And if you'd like to reach out to Worldline with our representative's information, reach out to our team and we can definitely forward that information to you. Just a reminder on how you can contact ClubRunner support. We would go to clubrunnersupport.com in our website address bar, and in the top right, we would click this contact us button. And you could just let us know, I'm looking to learn more about Worldline or about Paya or about the integrated online payment service, and we'll do our research to assist you and follow up with questions if you're looking to use it for a specific service, and guide you through the process, as well as share the representative's information. Okay, let's go ahead and log into our Kipling Rotary Club, our demo Kipling Rotary Club, to set or review where you'd set the integrated online payment account once our team has hooked it up after Paya or Worldline has set up the online payment account. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up our demo accounts homepage. Here it is. And I can tell I'm on the right page because it says Rotary Club of Kipling right there in the middle. To log in, I'm going to click Member Login in the top right. Here, I'm going to go ahead and copy my user's username in and their password. Those of you who've joined me for the club overview training, I let you know if you do not know your user information, you can click any of these 3 links. So forgot username, forgot password, or new user to recover your information. Just to quickly show you, I'll open up forgot username in a new tab. And this is how you would recover your login information from. So you'd click any of those 3 links from the member login page, then enter your profile's email address. It's the only required field for club resets. And then once you've got your email address entered, we would click this blue submit button. This retrieve login info page would reload, and you would see a green message at the top stating a profile has been found for you and an email has been sent with a link to reset your password. And once you click that link, you would also see your username at the top of that reset password form. Once you've set your password and got your username, you would go back to that same member login page where I entered my user's details, and then you'd click this blue login button. Okay, and I have logged in. I can tell I've logged in. I'm still on the home page, but in the top right, it displays my user's name, Rusty Cutting, as well as a member area link instead of member login, and a logout link to log out. I'm going to go ahead and click member area. Okay, and here we are in the member area, and I did talk about club access levels in the club overview version training. I won't have time to go through all of the different access levels, but to summarize, in order to set the online payment account to your dues and billing module or an event or the donations module, at minimum, you need the 50-club executive access or the greatest access level 30-site administration. If you want to see what your profile's access level is, the dashboard would tell you right away. It'll say executives at the top or editors at the top or members. But in any case, you can click this orange edit my profile button from any of these dashboards. It'll always be here. It'll open up your profile in your club's ClubRunner database. Here we are for Rusty. And to check your access level, we would click the settings tab just below your profile picture. So I've clicked settings and I can tell Rusty is set with 30 site administrator. So he's good to do the steps I'm about to show you. I'm logged in with Rusty's profile anyway, but 50-club executive and 40-president would also be able to change the integrated online payment account for an event or for the dues and billing module or review the donation module. Okay, let's start with donations and we'll move on to events and then dues and billing. So where would you go to see the integrated online payment account for the donations module? So in our club's member area, you can scroll to the top blue bar, and in the top blue bar, donations is the 3rd item from the right. If you're navigating from the dashboard, I'm going to go ahead and click admin, admin again. If we scroll down, we should see donations. Nope, I'll reach out to our team about that, but we can use that top blue bar. So we're going to go ahead and scroll back to the top, then click donations in the top blue bar, and then donation settings in the gray bar below. I do want to mention, if you had attended our donations training, I think it was yesterday or the day before, you would see a setup button on this donation settings page as the first step. As long as you have an integrated online payment account with Paya or Worldline, you can click setup and begin your first main general donation campaign or settings donation campaign. On this page, you would see the online payment account that's connected to donations in the details section of the donation setup. So right here in the donation settings, here's our payment account name. It says Paya changeover payment account with its account ID number, and it is processing funds in US dollars. And it shows us the company that the online payment account is with, Paya. A note, you would not be able to change the online payment account for the donations module, and the online payment account is set to the module as a whole. So if you create additional donation campaigns, and I'll show you guys what those look like on the website, all of the donations module uses the one online payment account. If you'd like our team to change the one online payment account hooked up to your donations module, definitely reach out to us. It can't be done on a campaign to campaign basis, but we can change it to your foundation account or your club's regular payment account if that's how you guys would like to use the donations module. But most of the time, clubs have a single online payment account. And when you go to donation settings, as long as you have that online payment account, you would be able to click setup. And then when you finish setting up the first campaign, you will see this donation settings page and the one online payment account in payment account name in the details section. Let me show you guys what donations looks like on the website. I wouldn't be able to do the full tutorial of setting it up, creating campaigns. I just want to show you what that looks like on the website. So I'm going to go ahead and right-click home in the top right of my member area, and then I'm going to open up the home page in a new browser tab. So here we are on the club's homepage. We've linked the main donations list page to this Donate Today navigation menu item. So I've gone ahead and clicked Donate Today. And as soon as I click Donate Today, it brings us to the donations list page with the same general donation campaign, our settings campaign, at the top, and any additional campaigns like this Coats for Kids campaign below. You can hide the default settings campaign and choose another campaign to replace it at the top in the middle if you'd like to. How a visitor would use the online payment integration is they would click Donate Now for your main campaign or an additional campaign. Let's do it for Coats for Kids. And on the Coats for Kids donation campaign, I see we've set the $5, $10, $25, $50, and $100 options, as well as an other option that can be set with a minimum amount. So I can click Other, and I see the minimum amount of $5. Let's say our visitor would like to pay $55 for Coats for Kids. So I'm going to enter in an additional $5, and that's all I need to do as a visitor. I would simply click Donate, and it's populating Rusty's information because I'm logged in with Rusty as a member. But let's say the donor isn't actually Rusty. He is submitting the donation for somebody who attended a meeting. So we can say the donor is this gentleman, Charles Hampton. I will use the same email address that Rusty has just in this case here. Further below the donor information, we can enter in the credit card Charles is using to make the donation. We are using a test payment account, so I'm just grabbing that test payment information. I do hope this is the correct information. Okay, and bear with me here while I quickly fill out this form. Just copy this. I'm just filling out the payment form as a credit card holder would. So ideally they'd enter the credit card's address to make sure that it is verified. Our testing information doesn't have as many checks that I need to worry about. Okay, so I'm a donor. I've clicked donate on a donation campaign page. I've entered in my donor's information. I've entered in a credit card information here, and now I'm going to click this orange submit button. Wonderful. So I'm not going to have my browser save my credit card credentials here, but once a donor makes a successful donation, they'll receive a page similar to this, and you can customize this confirmation page for the donations module. You can also hide this donation number from the confirmation page if you'd like, but in this case, Charles or Rusty Cutting's email address would be send a confirmation and thank you for your payment from the integrated online payment account and the donations module if you'd like the donations module to send those emails. And you can do that on a campaign to campaign basis. One campaign can send out a different thank you email, another campaign can send out another. Let's look at the reports for donations before we move on to events. So to take a look at the reports for donations and Charles's donation, we're going to go back into the member area with our executive or administrator access. So I've clicked member area. We're back in the club's member area. We're going to click donations in the top blue bar and then donations report in the gray bar just below. Okay, this report page will list all donations received to every campaign in the module. So on April 17th, Sam had submitted a donation to one campaign, Charles had submitted a donation to a different campaign, and so on. We can see all of the different donations from this donations report page. If you're looking to filter for a campaign, you can use this same donations report page by clicking the donation campaign filter closer to the top and then choosing the campaign that you're interested in. The general campaign isn't listed here. We're going to click this blue update result button. And if I scroll down, a few results will be filtered out because those donations were for the main campaign, where these 3 donations were only for the Coats for Kids campaign. You can also view the donation analytics for specific campaigns. So if we go back to the top here, on the right side of the page, we have this gray menu that'll update based on the module you're working in. So we're working in donations. So this is the donations gray left-hand menu. If I click donations analytics, we'll see the frequency of the donations, the most commonly used donation option, and this is across the whole donations module. So I've clicked donations analytics. It'll show us the total donations, monthly donations. So all of our donations have been received this month in our demo account. Ideally, you'd have that monthly be less than the total, and you'd see a few more bars in prior months in this donation summary. I'm just going to scroll in a more to see if that helps. No, that's okay. The average donation amount. So in summary, what is the average that's being donated? $37, and the total number of donations since the first campaign. So this number will always increase. The total number of donors will always increase. Again, we have that bar graph to count the totals. If you just hover over the bar, it'll show you the total amounts. On the right, you'll see your most frequently used presets for all campaigns. And it looks like other has been used twice, where the presets have only been used once by other donors. Scrolling down again, we have top donation campaigns. So you'll see which campaign is earning the most funds through the public website and shared, and it being shared with its link. And on the right side, you'll see the recent donation section, which will show you the most recent donations received to the module. You can get a similar donations analytics page for a single campaign. Let me quickly show you that. So in the gray menu on the left for donations, we're going to click Manage Campaigns here. Okay, and here is our one Coats for Kids campaign. I can click the drop-down arrow here on the right and then click Stats. And this will build a donation analytics page just for the Coats for Kids campaign. So again, we see the total donations, in this case 125. Monthly will be the same because we've only been hosting this campaign for the month. The average donation is a bit more because it's excluding ones to the general campaign that were less, and the total donors would be less because it's just for the Coats for Kids campaign. And the rest of the report works the same. You can jump to the donations report page for this campaign by clicking in the recent donation section, view all donations. Let's go ahead and click view all donations, and it'll pull up. I apologize, I thought it would filter. That's a good feature enhancement for those pages. So I'm just taking a quick note of that. But if you click view all donations, it'll pull up the report for all donations. And if you'd like to filter for just that campaign, we did that earlier with this donation campaign filter, choosing Coats for Kids and then updating the result, and donations 3 and 2 are filtered out. Okay, so that's how you'd use it for donations. Effectively, the online payment account that you sign up for, either Paya or Worldline, your first setup would be done by clicking donations, then donation settings. You would see an orange setup button on donation settings to set your first donation campaign. And repeating myself, only one online payment account can be used for the donations module as a whole. So every campaign and the main campaign are using our Paya online payment account that we've hooked up here. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at event registrations and the payment reports for events. And I do see we have about 12-ish minutes, and that should be good for events. Dues and billing may be a little rushed, but we should have just a bit of time to make a member payment for their account statement. So to get to events, I'm back in the member area. I'm going to click Events in the top blue bar. And then we're going to click Event Planner in the gray bar just below. Okay, and here we are on the events list page. Here I can click the event I'm looking to review payments for. We're going to go ahead and click the Etobicoke Cookout event. And we have an article that'll really take you through creating an event planner event, going through its different registration settings, the first detail settings page, and the payment settings page. I will just show you the payment settings page for the Etobicoke Cookout event that we have here. So I've clicked into the event. If I scroll down, the first part of the event setup would be this event edit details page. You would then set the registration. Further below, just past volunteers, is the payment settings section. I'm going to go ahead and click this blue change payment settings button on the right side of the page. And this will pull up the fees for this to register to this event planner event. If I scroll down just a bit more, we've set the fees to be $30 and the currency Canadian dollar. The next option is the payment method. By default, you'll see one no payment account specified, as well as all of the integrated payment accounts that you've signed up for and that our team has integrated to your ClubRunner database. So for the demo Kipling account that we have in front of you, we do have one online payment account with both Paya and Worldline. Paya is processing our club's USD funds, and Bambora/Worldline, they're known as Worldline now, is processing our Canadian funds. I am not able to choose Paya here, and that's because the currency for this event is set to Canadian. If I change the currency that this event should receive its registrations for to US dollar, Bambora stops being selected because it's our Canadian online payment processor for this account, and we only are able to choose Paya's USD payment account. And this is typically how you would set up your first event, is you'd create the edit details, you would move on to the registration dates and options, and then you'd get to payment settings. You would enter in the fee for the event, like we have for $30, choose your currency. It should default to your club's currency from the dues and billing module, and then you would see any integrated payment accounts our team has hooked up after you've applied with the payment processor. So then you would just select the payment method and then save the updates. There are two more options on this page where you can have members require members to pay before they complete their registration, which would mean paying online by credit card or paying by check if you enable the check payment option. Okay, let's go ahead and cancel out of this. We're going to leave it set to Worldline as our payment processor for this Etobicoke Cookout event. To show you how a guest or member would register, let's go to our public website. So going back to the top of the member area, I'm going to right-click Homepage in the top right and then click Open. Actually, I'm just going to click Homepage. Let's go ahead and just click Homepage. There we are. And now I'll open up the events calendar. So I'm just hovering over this calendar menu item we've saved, and then I'm going to click Event Calendar in the gray or in the bar just below in the dropdown. And if I scroll down just a bit, we'll see all of our events in April 2023. There is the Etobicoke Cookout. You could also link this event, your event, into the club's navigation menu directly. So you could create, say, an events folder, and one of the event items is Etobicoke Cookout, and it would link to the events registration page. To register as a member or a guest on the events registration page, we would click Members or Guests in this left-hand menu. Let's go ahead and register as a guest, as one of the public. So I'm going to go ahead and click Guests. And then it pulls up this guest section where I can enter my guest information. Let's say Charles, again, is joining us for this Etobicoke Cookout event. Oops, I have included his full name in the first name field. There we are in the last name field. And let's have a general email address here. Okay, I'm not going to fill in phone or tag text, but your guests can do that when registering to an event. And the last option here to save the guest registration is this consent checkbox to let the guests know that they're being added to the Rotary Club of Kipling database. Next is to click this orange save button. You can register more guests if that's enabled for an event. But I've gone ahead and saved just Charles's registration. If you recall, the event's fee is $30, so this credit card form is for the $30 payment. Charles would then enter in his credit card information. Ideally, he's using a Canadian credit card because this event is hooked up to a Canadian bank account. But if he uses a US-based credit card, the funds would be converted, and there may be some fee rates from Worldline for converting those funds. Bear with me here while I grab the test payment information for Worldline. Okay, we're almost done with this form, and then we'll be able to check for the payment in the events payment reports. Okay, there we are. We've completed the payment form. I'm hoping I got the right credit card or the right test credit card for this payment here. So we've gotten the information. Let's click this orange register all guests button at the very bottom. And yes, the payment was successfully completed. Again, Charles would receive an email from ClubRunner thanking them for their event registration. If you've configured the online payment account to also send those confirmation for payment emails, then Paya, or in this case, Worldline, would send an email to Charles's email address confirming the receipt of payment with their credit card. So the event can be sent to send a thank you email, and the online payment accounts can be configured to send receipt emails as well. So while signing up for an online payment account, you can work with our representatives to make sure that the account is also sending email receipts for those payments as well. Let's go back into the member area and check for Charles's payment to the event. So as Rusty here, I'm just going to go ahead and click into the member area, then click events in the top blue bar and event planner in the gray bar just below. Here we are on the events list page. I'm going to go ahead and click the name of the event to manage the event with my executive or administrator access. And scrolling back down, in the report section, we would click the download payment report from the list of links on the left side to view all of the events payments. So I'm going to go ahead and click download payment report. And as soon as I do, we get this spreadsheet file downloaded to my browser. I'm going to go ahead and click it to open it. I will drag in the file in my Excel program here. So there it is. I'm going to enable editing. And here we are. We can see on the left side, it looks like Charles is registered 3 different times for this event as a guest. So 3 different Charleses have registered. But on the left side, we'll see the registration number from the system, the confirmation number sent to them, as well as the date they had registered and the total charge and payment if they had paid. Looks like one of these test registrations for Charles was entered as a registration from the member area while not entering a payment for Charles. We have articles that touch on this, but as an administrator, you can register guests and members in the member area for the event. To do that from the event planner event, you would use this register section. So we can click register members to register a member of our club. And if I scroll down, I can say Miguelita Fitkin would like to register. I'd simply click register and then click OK. And Miguelita is now registered, but we didn't collect a payment using the integrated payment account. So we can click this blue pay link to make that credit card payment. And it seems like one of Charles's guest registrations is in this state where somebody registered them, but then didn't make the payment. And that's why there was that one line with $30 outstanding, like we have here for Miguelita. Members would log in and they would have their own form to fill out, but it would look very similar to once I click pay here. So I'm gonna go ahead and click pay, and members would see something very similar to this when registering for the event. They would give the OK on their details, and further below they'd have this payment section where they can choose pay by credit card or pay by check. If I click pay by credit card, it brings up the member area credit card payment form connected to our online payment account for this event. Okay, I do see we have about 2, maybe 3-ish more minutes. I do want to cover dues and billing and dues and billing reports. So let's quickly do that. As a executive or administrator, you can send out invoices to your club's membership using the organization module in the top blue bar, and then dues and billing item in the gray bar just below. I'm going to go ahead and click dues and billing. And here's our billing homepage with our 3 example invoices and invoice items sent to the members. So on April 11th, we sent out 2 invoices, March dues and cookout event extras, and then April 2023 monthly dues invoice. So members, while designing these bills, you are able to create a billing item set a billing items cost and quantity for all of the members. You can individualize the billing item cost for a single member as well as the quantity. And one other feature I'd like to make you guys aware of is you can create multiple billing items for a single bill. So you can have one billing item for drinks, another billing item for member dues, and another billing item for, say, dinner, all in one invoice. Say that's this March dues invoice. I don't have time to cover creating and emailing an invoice. I want to show you how members would pay their account balances using the integrated online payment account and where you'd go to set that. So in organization dues and billing, to check out your integrated online payment account, you would click configuration settings from the left-hand menu here. At the top, you'll see your club's billing address information that would appear in invoices sent to the membership. There are a few options here to automatically select members for billing items, as well as allow you to invoice X members and honorary members, as well as force payments to be required when an administrator or executive enters a payment, or member, I should say. You can also include tax rates. The last field on the configuration settings page is the integrated online payment account. Again, Worldline is set for our club because our currency is for the Canadian dollar. I'm not able to select Paya unless I switch to US dollar. And now it resets to no payment account, but I can select Paya/Sage, but let's keep it as Canadian. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Canadian dollar and reselect Bambora and click this orange save button. So say you've checked your configuration settings, you've made sure your integrated online payment account is connected, and then you've gone to the billing homepage, created an invoice with one of our articles and emailed it out. What would a member do to pay? So the invoices, when emailed, include a pay online link at the bottom of an email. Members can also log in and pay the invoice without the pay online link. So I'm going to do that with Rusty Cutting's record. Say Rusty was just a regular member. Every member has access to the My ClubRunner tab in the top blue bar. They would go to the My Account Balance tab in the gray bar just below. And we do have an article for members on how they can log in and view and pay their account balance. So I'm just using member access at this point. My ClubRunner, my account balance. Here is their account statement page, which will show previous invoices that they've been sent, any debit notes or credit notes. If they had recently paid online before, for dues and billing, you would see those online payments just like we saw for the donations module, for the events module, and you're also able to log into the Worldline or Paya account to view those online transactions for events, the events that I've shown you, and donations and invoices. If you need to refund these online payments, you would need to log into the virtual terminal for that online payment account. So you would need to log into Worldline systems or Paya's systems to issue that refund. But let's carry on with the task here. Rusty has to pay his outstanding invoice amount of $30. To do that, I would simply click this blue Make a Payment button. Here, I would enter in the credit card information. So I'm just going to quickly do that one more time, and it'll update the member's account statement with the online payment once it's entered. Okay, and automatically when using the dues and billing module as a member, the address information will be populated for me, though the credit card will verify this address information. For our test account, I don't need to worry about that other than the format of the postal code here. But that should be good, and we have set comments to be required. So Rusty has to enter a comment when paying. I am paying my outstanding balance. Okay, let's go ahead and click this blue Submit button. I'm prompted to save my credit card details. There we are. So I've gone ahead and saved the payment. And if I scroll down just a bit more, here is that payment we just made. Use the online payment integration. We can see the $30 payment on the right side. Looks like Rusty logged in and made a payment earlier. You can also view reports for dues and billing module. To view member payment reports, you can use the monthly balance report or debits and credits report. You can also just use the account statements page. I know a lot of clubs use the account statement page, so I'm going to click account statements first. You'll see all of the outstanding balances for each member right here on the account statement page. If you're really curious about a single member, you would just click the show transactions link on the right side. It'll show open invoices, any payments. If you want to see the monthly balance report, which will show you a monthly balance of each member's account balance, that is in the reports section on the left side here. So I've clicked monthly balance report. Our demo account has only been active for a few weeks at this point. So balance on July 1st may be 0 for everybody other than Rusty, who was entered earlier. But keep that in mind. You can also view the monthly balances as well as any debits or credit transactions that have been entered in the profiles over the month range. And you can choose the month range at the top of these reports. Say I only want the report for this month, I would go from, and I'd simply click that calendar icon and go to April 1st. So I'm just using this forward arrow, selecting April 1st, and I want it to go to April 30th, which is still in the future, but I think the report should work for our needs here. So I've clicked the calendar icon, April 30th, and then I'm going to click this blue refresh button. And these are the starting balances for April 1st, and then the ending balances at this point for April 20th. So we should see Rusty starting out, yep, with a balance of $30. Looks like he was debited $30, and then he was given a credit of $60, so he's ended up at 0 balance. But some members without payments are just showing up with their balance open. Okay, and that's all the planned content that I have for our training today. I'd love to answer some questions. So if Serena, if you have any prepared questions or live questions, I can steer to your answers.
Thank you, everybody. I did have quite a few questions and we were able to tackle all of them. Feel free. I have a couple that we prepared, but if you have anything that comes to mind, you can ask me live right now and I'll be happy to help either in the chat, preferably the FAQ or the Q&A area if you have that available on your screen. So I did have a couple of questions here. Just how do you enter cash payments for dues and billing and events? So in the dues and billing area, we want to go into the payment entries area. And if we scroll down, we'll be able to see that we can select our member. You can see the amount that's owing. You can also select show all types. So let's say you have an inactive member that didn't have that still had an outstanding balance. That member will be available if you click show all types. But if you do not have that selected, you will not see your inactive members. You can comment, you can say paid by check, paid by cash in this case, and then you can also say the amount there as well, and the transaction dates, so the date that the payment was made. And then you click post, and then you'll see that reflected in the reporting to balance out Ellery's account. So now you see the account balance that is outstanding is 0, which is perfect.
I'd like to add a quick addendum.
Sure.
You can enter multiple payments at a time. Before we go into cash payments for events, you can enter multiple payments for dues and billing with the multiple payment entries. And it works very similar to how Serena described. You would see all of the member names on the left. You can copy the balances quickly if they're just paying their outstanding balance. You can change the dates. We do require comments with our current configuration. So I'm not going to save these payments, but we'd have to enter comment 1 and then comment 2. To save multiple payments, we would click preview payments in the top right. And then after reviewing, you would click this orange submit button. But let's leave that out.
Yeah, would you like you can also copy and paste, like if it's an April dues or something like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Perfect. So we also can accept cash payments in our event planner module or event planner area. I did copy a link. So if we open into the event, so we have this cookout set up and we want to register the members. So we want to make sure that they're formally registered. So they'll show up on the registration list as well when you do this. Since we have our member list already already opened. We do have Miguelita who has registered, and we did allow registration without paying in this specific case or the specific circumstance. You can require payment upon registration. That depends on how you configure the event planner event. So we do have them as attending. We want to click pay, scroll down, and we can record the payment. You can also record by credit card in this case. So Some members do feel comfortable with sharing their credit card details with the people who are running the club. Some members don't. And in those cases, when you send out the invitation, they'll be able to select the payment to pay online themselves and enter their credit card information independently. But in this case, we could click pay by cash, refund, check the amount, and you can comment. So given to so-and-so, given to Shirley on April 30th.
Oh,
Meeting.
sure. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I can
something
definitely
to
answer
that
that.
effect.
Given
Yeah.
to Shirley on April 30th. And
Yeah,
in this case, yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah,
Everything was good. In
perfect.
this case, though, for this event, we did require members to make payment to register. We got Miguelita's registration as an administrator. So as an administrator, we can open up the register members list and say a member registered without having to make the payment. If Miguelita went onto the website and tried to register, Miguelita would be prompted to pay by credits, by credit card, or by cash, in which case they would say, I'm going to pay by cash, but effectively they would have to show up with the payment like we've entered with Shirley and Miguelita here. And the last step is just to click that orange save button. And now Miguelita's all paid up. Thank you.
Perfect. So we did have, it looks like we're a little bit short on extra questions, but we wanted to know if we can, how we can reach out to Paya or Worldline if we had more questions. So if we go to the Worldline site or the Paya site.
Oops, I have that saved
okay.
there. Worldline.com.
So this is how you reach out to their support team if you have questions on their side. So let's say you want to process a refund. How do you process that refund on their side? They'd be able to help you with that.
Yeah, perfect. And again, if you'd like to work one-on-one with our representative at Worldline or Paya, do reach out to us, clubrunnersupport.com. But if you're just looking for general information, exactly what Serena described, how do I submit a refund? Where do I go to view my transactions? Both Worldline and Paya have a support site where you can find that information. Typically on the top of their websites, you'll see a support link. And then on the following pages, you choose the type of support you're looking for. So in this case, North America, Canada, and then you'd fill out their form. But if this is too much for you, just reach out to our team, clubrunnersupport.com. I'm just going to go ahead and go over for just this question, Serena. Clubrunnersupport.com, you can click this blue contact us button. Just say, I would like to submit a refund from our online payment account for this member's payments. And we'll go ahead and find the representative to help you log in to the virtual terminal for Worldline or Paya so that you can issue the refund from the online payment account. Or if you have other questions, we'll share their representative info with you and you can ask those questions to that rep. Great question.
Fantastic. So Charles did ask if there's an option to pay by checking account. And at this time, there isn't. We don't offer payment by checking account directly. So members can't do that. However, you do have that option to pay by check. And if you're in Canada, of course, you can deal outside of ClubRunner and offer e-transfers to your club's banking account.
I have seen clubs do that with the cash payment information. So if you're a Canadian organization who's attending with us today, if you want to include your e-transfer information, it doesn't integrate like an integrated online payment account, but you can definitely do this. You would just scroll down to the events payment settings, then click the change payment settings option on the right, and it's this last option. Do you wish to allow payment by check? If set to yes, you can just replace this text with, please submit your e-transfer payment to us to the email, and then you can enter in that email address just below. And then people would know when they choose the pay by check option, they would see this e-transfer option, and you could add to it. You can also include if paying by check, make the payment out to. I'm not going to type all that out, but just to show you how you can implement that e-transfer payment option.
This also would work with Venmo and Cash App in the United States. So if you had that set up in the US with your bank account, you can offer that to your members. But of course, that would be outside of ClubRunner. We would recommend recording them as cash or check payments just to balance your books on the ClubRunner side of things.
Awesome.
Okay, it does seem like that's what we have for today. We're going to go once, going twice. Anybody else have a few questions? Feel free to ask. We're here right now for you.
Yeah, we've got another minute.
Another minute or two. Okay, fantastic. So I just wanted to thank everybody for your excellent questions. We had a few today, and I'm glad we got to everybody. I did try to provide some helpful articles in our chat box. There was a few people that had concerns about receiving those articles. We'll make sure that they're made available when we make the recording available to everybody. If you do have any specific questions to your club, because I know when we're dealing with finances, we don't necessarily want to post those questions publicly, you can of course reach out to us using the support@clubrunner.ca email address or calling us at 1-855-621-2582. We'll be more than happy to help.
Thank you, Serena. As Serena mentioned, please feel free to reach out to us. Our email address is posted right here. Again, clubrunnersupport.com, top right contact us button is another way you guys can reach out to our team. Join us on our community, clubrunnercommunity.com. As long as you have a club or district login, you can use those same credentials to log into clubrunnercommunity.com to see what other ClubRunner customers are doing with their ClubRunner software, as well as post your feedback or feature requests. We love hearing your guys' feedback and are super receptive to updating the system based on our customers' needs, especially if there's a number of customers behind one feature request. We prioritize that for our teams. I didn't touch on this in the training, but in the member area in the admin bar at the top and my ClubRunner bar, you should see a ClubRunner mobile link. You can also go to clubrunner.com/mobile. There are two links there, the Apple Store version of ClubRunner app and the Android store, or sometimes on Google Play Store, where you can download and log into the app to add your own club members' information to your mobile device. If your district is online with ClubRunner, you'll also see all of the other clubs in the app right there on your mobile device, and you'll be able to pull up their membership information and add them as contacts to your mobile device. There are just a handful more changeover training sessions. If you are interested and would love to have you, please do register clubrunner.com/training just in the bottom right of my slide here. One of them is membership success. If I recall, I also believe our website designer trainings are coming up in the next 2 days. So if you're really keen on learning how to build your websites, definitely register for our beginner website designer and our advanced website designer to really walk you through and show you how to really update your club's homepage and build out the website. Again, a big thank you for everybody for attending us, and Serena for taking care of so many questions and helping me out. Big thank you to everybody, and we hope to see you for the remaining training sessions. Have a wonderful day.